Hello, my name is Sam Feltham and welcome to the very first day of my 5,000 calorie vegan challenge. So, if you haven't come across my crazy 5,000 calorie experiments before, it's where I eat over 5,000 calories a day of certain diet to see if I get any different effects. So far I've conducted 2 self-experiments where I ate 5,794 calories of a low-carb, high-fat diet of real foods where I ended up putting just over 1 kilogram in weight but lost 3 centimetres from my waist. Then my second one was a high-carb, low-fat diet of fake food, so primarily sugar and refined carbohydrates and things like that, where I ended up putting on 7 kilograms and put on 9¼ centimetres on my waist as well. So this is the 3rd instalment where I'm going to be doing high carb, low fat again, but with real foods and containing no animal products whatsoever. So it is a vegan diet. I'm going to be doing my measurements in later on, but before we get right into my measurements, I'm going to head back over to Sam, who's going to be introducing you to more details about the challenge and also what foods I'm going to be eating. So let's head over to Sam.
Thank you very much, Sam, in the bathroom. So I'm here in my lounge, just looking at all of the food that I'm going to be eating over the next 21 days. So the total comes to exactly 5,794 calories every single day. And the macronutrient ratios come down to 68% carbohydrates, 16.5% protein, and 15.5% fat. Now, not as hardcore high carb vegan as maybe some would like, which is usually the 80% carbs, 10% protein, 10% fat, but it's pretty close. And I had to sort of construct it that way due to the fact that it's very, very difficult to get a high carb, low fat diet of real foods really, really high, because the majority of it has to be carbohydrates, that being gram for gram. Carbohydrates are only 4 calories in fact, and then fat, gram for gram, is 9 calories. So with fat you can almost half the amount of volume that you actually have to eat, but when it comes to a high carb real foods diet, it's very, very difficult. So let's take a quick look at the food. So I'm starting off the day with porridge, oats, with soya milk, and also some bananas and dried apricots as well. As a mid-morning snack I've got some chopped tomato, beans and some olive oil. Only a little bit, guys. And then for my lunch I got jacket potatoes, chestnuts, and again a little bit of olive oil. As a mid-afternoon snack I'm having a 3-bean salad, again just with a little bit of olive oil. And then in the evening I'm having rice, tofu, and peas as well. A little bit of avocado too. Now I've never had tofu at all, so that should be interesting later on. Find out how I get on with the tofu in tomorrow's video diary. But then after that, as an evening snack, I have a fruit salad of pineapple, oranges, apples, and a little bit of honey to bring it all together. So it's a heck of a lot of food. So I'm really quite nervous about if I'm going to be able to eat it or not. and just so that you guys know, it comes to a total of £11.18, which is about a couple of quid, a couple of pounds for those international viewers, that on top of my last experiment with the refined carbohydrates, and then from the previous experiment that's actually £6 cheaper. So it's sort of in between the two, if not closer to the refined carbohydrate one. But anyway, another thing that goes along with this diet as well is the fact that the amount of fibre that I'm going to be eating is rather a large amount, nearly triple the amount from my last experiment with the refined carbohydrate diet, and then almost 5 times as much as my first experiment with the low carb, high fat diet, at a total over the complete 21 days of 3,738 grams of fibre, which totals 178 grams a day, which is a rather large amount. So it should be interesting to see how my digestive system deals with that. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's head back to the bathroom where we're going to be able to see my measurements on day number 1.
Well, thanks a lot, Sam. I think this experiment itself is going to be one of the most fascinating ones for me, at least, because I'm keeping the fat below 100 grams like many people have requested. It's not quite the 10% of calories, but it's still considered low fat. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see if I can actually consume the amount of food that I'm going to have to eating. Straight after this, I'm going to have to be eating nearly 1,000 calories of porridge, banana and some soy milk as well, so that should be very interesting. But without further ado, let's get into the measurements of today. So, starting off with my weight. And here we go. Okay, cool. So, that's 86.6 kilograms. 86.6 kilograms, which is a fair bit down from my starting weight from my last experiment. It's actually up from my first experiment. So on my first experiment, I started off weighing 85.2 kilograms in the morning, and then on my second experiment it was, let me check my notes, there we go, 89.3 kilograms. And the reason for that was because I did about 4 months of pure weight training, which packed on about 4 kilograms of weight, 3 kilograms of which is muscle. Now, I did do a body fat percentage test at the British College of Osteopathic Medicine using their bod pod, and that calculated my body fat percentage at the moment at 12.9%, which is consistent with the previous experiments, where on the first one I was 12.6, on the second one I was 12.7%. So, you know, there's a 0.3% difference between the lot, and there's slightly margin for error there as well. So basically the same body fat percentage on all of them. I'm a little bit higher in weight on this one than my first one, but lower than my second one because I haven't done as much weight training over the past 4 or 5 weeks due to Christmas, New Year, breaking my routine, and not being able to go as much. So let's move on to my waist measurement. So let's see what's going on today. So I always take it from my belly button, so it's from exactly the same point each and every time. So there we go. Voila! So 77 centimetres. So that's actually a centimetre down from both experiments, because in the morning of both previous experiments I started at 78 centimetres. So that's actually a centimetre down. So again, should be very interesting to see where my waist goes and my weight goes as well. My predictions, my hypothesis is that I'll put on a little bit more than my low carb, high fat diet, but certainly not as much as my high carb, low fat of fake foods diet experiment. This one I'm predicting around about 3, maybe even 4 kilograms of weight gain. But of course, as always, we'll let the results speak for themselves. If you do want to stay tuned, make sure that you subscribe to this very YouTube channel where I will be doing a video diary every single day. If you want to check out more information about all of my previous experiments and this experiment with my before and after photos, make sure that you head over to the blog at smashthefat.com/blog and make sure you subscribe to our e-newsletter there. And then finally, if you want to ask me a question directly, the best way to do it is either in the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter at Sam Feltham and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then finally, make sure that you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/smashthefat. Right, well that's it for today. I'm off to eat 1,000 calories of porridge banana and soya milk and then onwards and upwards to everything else. I'm a little bit nervous about not having any animal products for 21 days because I can't remember a day that has gone by without any animal products, but that's life. C'est la vie. Until tomorrow guys, be well and of course, smash it out. Okay guys, if you're wondering if I got a blood test done, I did. My results, a bit too complicated to explain on video, so if you want to head over to my blog, I have a written explanation there with all the results put up against the other experiments as well, so make sure you head over to smashthefat.com/blog to read all of that.